Shannon Sharpe interviewed Steve Stoute.
He did.
Steve Stoute was up there. She's always a good time. Pause. Always a great time. Always a great interview. Great conversation. There's so much just wisdom, experience, and money that he's made. Oh my God, he just talked.
That's all I
don't hear nothing else.
That's it. Watching him, you just hear money.
I don't hear nothing. And he put that stupid money voice on too. Posh bitch.
Yo, he did that shit while standing in Queensbridge.
No. And he's not a posh bitch. I'm the posh bitch. He do that shit like I had this since '88. He do. It looked very different. And he said it. He put that voice on though. Y'all don't hear the voice?
Yeah, I sold that right there for $190 million.
When I was 28. When I was 28 years old, I had a choice. I could stay at the label for $2.5 million, but there was this other brand that was just starting where I could make $100,000 a year. But if you have the vision, then
it'll carry you.
So I left there, I went over there, don't you know, and 1 year later, I put that brand in the right spots on the right people to be seen and raise the visibility, don't you know? In 2 years, we sold for $180 million. I was 30 years old. You just be looking at your phone like, how old am I? How old am I?
Throw this fucking phone in the Hudson.
I don't even know how old I am.
Yeah.
What is age?
What's numbers?
What is that? You did what at 27?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He tore a hole in Skip Bayless' ass. Pause.
He did.
He went on there and told the truth about Skip Bayless.
He did.
Which is just a fact. But I mean, I love Skip. Shout out to Skip. And I do think that Skip has earned his coin. That's where I disagree. But it's blatantly obvious that he needs a black counterpart for the success.
I agree.
I like that everybody's coming on there and saying this on Shannon's platform without Shannon having to say it.
I think Skip would say that.
Shannon get to ask messy shit and it don't come off messy because of all that Lululemon shit he got on.
Him and his interview team, whoever is helping him prepare for these interviews,
They're all
is
smoking.
going crazy.
He's having the best year ever.
Like Steve even stopped him and said, "Who wrote that question for you?" or something like that. And I was
when he asked about Kanye taking the mic at his wedding.
no, there was another one too. I forgot what it was, but
they killing. The whole team is killing. It's not just Shannon. That is 100% a group effort, and they are killing shit. But yeah, Steve went crazy on Skip Bayless, and then he went into the Rockefeller split, which is a story that when are we going to get tired of the Rockefeller split story?
I don't know if you ever do.
When? I'm
asking.
I've been tired.
So you're tired already.
I don't think we'll get tired until we hear
from Jay.
Yeah.
Specifically.
100%. I agree.
Who here thinks that they'll ever hear from Jay?
Which is why we won't get tired of it.
More than what you've already heard.
Never.
But that's what answers the question. That's why we'll never get tired of it. It's still going to be a lot of speculation.
What's the name of that song? Doom, 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 doom.
Lost one.
Doom, doom, doom. Yeah. Like, what more we need from him? Okay. Make another. We went part like
that was he did. That was his response.
He told us. I'll try to find it. Y'all talk.
No, that's it. But I'm just over that shit. Like I know Dame probably is over it. Every single Dame Dash interview, it's Rockefeller revisited from 20 years ago. That shit is insulting.
No shot. Is it as a compelling Dame interview without Rockefeller mentioning, and which will lead to his, I don't want to call it bitterness, but which leads to him taking shots?
I think Dame is well-spoken. I think Dame is diverse, that he could talk about a whole bunch of different shit. I don't think he's just Rockefeller-bound in his interviews. His interviews be 2 and 3 hours long sometimes. It ain't 2 and 3 hours of Rockefeller.
What's the part that hits every time? What's the part that clips up and goes viral? What's the part that
that's not his fault, though.
But the interviewer knows I'm going to get this out of you.
It's not really fault, though.
I'm not saying fault. We know what it is. You bring a certain person here, we know we're going to get some Rockefeller from Dame.
You get it.
Yeah.
Never noticed that he did a lot of doubles in that song. I'm sorry.
Fanboying out a little bit.
He never does doubles like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
That boy good, right?
I think, if there's new information, I think we all here for it.
And we rarely get new information,
We
though.
very rarely get new information. Dame is going on to do Dame things. Hove is going on to do Hove things. I don't really care.
I think the conversation is over if there's ever a day where they can actually piece it in a real way. Like, I think we got one moment where they were in a picture together, something for somebody else's
somebody's
birthday. But if we had a moment where they could actually, because we seen it happen with Biggs comes back and him and Jay's still working, and Jay's pieced it up with Fat Joe and Jim and all that. If we can have that moment where they piece it up in that way, I think no one cares about the story no more.
That never happened.
I think it goes away completely.
I don't think that's ever
I
gonna
don't think
happen.
that's ever gonna happen.
Well, I don't think that what Steve said was the worst.
Me neither.
I don't think it was so bad, but I also don't know all the history between Steve and Dame.
Yeah, like I don't.
And clearly there is history.
Yeah, Dame has talked about Steve Stoute a bunch. Dame has ripped Steve Stoute on numerous occasions. He said, one interview, pardon me, he said that every time somebody sues him, Steve gives them the lawyers. Or Steve will be like a consultant to help the people sue him. So he said he ain't like that. Dame has gone on Steve a bunch of
Well,
times.
clearly there's some.
Yeah, so
there's
there's some
something there.
animosity there, but
But Dame ain't like none of that shit Steve said, and he responded with, "That's why I had to pop you in your fucking mouth a few years back." Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
he said.
That was what he said.
Salute
And
to that.
if it's like you said, if we got some type of animosity, don't say my name at all about nothing, even in a good manner. Just don't say my name.
Yeah, but then it don't make for a good interview when
That's
people start
not
really
true.
wanting.
Or, okay.
I'm just saying because
I
you didn't come
disagree.
there. You didn't come there asking to be asked those questions, and then when you ask those questions, you either got a decision of being honest or just not giving a good interview.
Yeah, this
Okay, now you can give that good interview, but now you just have to be prepared for whatever comes with that interview.
Yo, not just that. This is Steve Stoute, my nigga. This is black greatness. That nigga got enough information in his brain that he don't have to entertain Dame Dash rhetoric and can still give you a 3-hour interview.
It's true. But I remember, for lack of a better way of expressing it, there has been like a several decades long kind of rivalry between the two of them. Like I remember that, you know, being on the set of Big Pimpin' and in that circle, I remember it's like Steve was Jay's straight man to where Dame was a fucking lunatic. Back then, pouring champagne, like all the rumors of him just kind of like being wild and stuff like that, and Jay wanting to take his, you know, career on the straight and narrow kind of path, that was really evident at that time. And it seems like that's what they keep going back to, like in terms of the conversation.
And what is your name across socials?
She set herself right up for the vacation.
Mella put her phone down and said, "All right, fuck y'all."
It's true. I will. But yeah,
Okay, but the socials are
at Melissa Ford.
okay. Okay, I ain't gonna stand
In case somebody
alone.
looking for you.
Well, the why?
Yeah, they know me.
I'm staying out of they shit. They shit is from the 90s. Dame, my man. Steve, my man. Whatever the shit y'all did, I don't know nothing about. Both successful black men. Like, the grown-up in me wants to say that was fucked up of Dame to respond like that, but I don't know that to be true. And Dame been Dame for as long as I've known him. He been Dame. Dame is Dame. And Steve sounds like he knows that. So you got to kind of know what may come from this person being this person.
That's what I was saying.
I know because I've been that person a lot.
Could be a little poke in the bear at this point now if you keep talking about it.
Steve, kill him with that fucking long gray Louis fucking Sherlin to the
Just look rich.
floor.
He is.
That they don't
He
sell
is.
no more.
He is.
Back
But he
from
just
2011, one of one, whatever, nigga.
yeah. I had this in the closet for a decade and a half. Wore it twice.
Steve is my man. And know what I like about Steve? That when it's a black person that's getting some motion and dictating the space, Steve go right there. Well, I mean, he's in the ad business, so he ain't gonna go right there. But I like that he goes right there.
At his stature.
I like that he came over here, brung a bottle of wine, and said, "Why you niggas still here?"
Why am I looking at a washer?
I like all of that. And the time before that, I seen him in Miami. I think a jeweler flew in from London to present some shit at the table. I'm like, yo, I want to go to my room. All right. I've seen enough for the night. Joe, come here. I want you to see. No, I don't want to say anything. I want to see my bed and my pillow. Lay your head on the pillow. Yeah, I'm staying out they beef. I am. And
shout out to Shannon again.
And niggas too old to be fighting.
Some niggas don't think they too old to fight. Bro.
I know, but some niggas are too old to be fighting.
But
that don't mean you can't reminisce about a fight.
Or it don't mean.
Or I can let you know the fight. We can run it back.
I don't want to see that.
Not really.
50-something years old.
The way that he was talking, he was choosing his words really wisely.
I'm talking about Dame. It don't take only one person got to want to fight.
I don't want to see that from
would be ridiculous.
from two successful brothers
Too
at that
grown.
age.
Okay.
To be physically fighting.
Y'all told me I was too grown. Nigga stole me, so I don't want to hear shit.
I agree.
New Joe Budden.